Hello? Hello, hello, hello? 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 Hello, hello? 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 Oh man. I wasn't feeling too great this morning, so I skipped my morning run. And instead went for a run pretty much just now, maybe about an hour ago actually, or I finished up about an hour ago. And let me tell you, what a horrible idea. It was so hot. It was so hot I wasn't even sweating anymore. Like I actually started to succumb to heat exhaustion. Or heat stroke, actually. Heat stroke is when you stop sweating. Yeah, heat exhaustion is when you... Pretty much the same thing as dehydration, but when you're dehydrated, you can still sweat. Anyways. Feels good, man. Well, it doesn't feel good, man. It mostly just feels horrible. But at least I can still respect myself, which is the important part. Anyways, check that out. Oh, actually, you can't see anything right now. Now you can see it. Look at that. I was working on some high stuff. Unfortunately, you don't really get any good code completion when you're writing high, mostly because it's very Clojure-esque, but it's not actually Clojure, so you can't run like a Clojure language server. But it does look pretty cool in my opinion. Look at that. Don't look at run.sh, I need that. But you have your CLI.high. It's very Python-esque. And then you have your bot.high, which is where your bot stuff is. You'll have your high bot, which is your main entry point, which is how that's how I prefer most Python applications to work, is that you just have the one entry point file, which is called the name of your application, highbot. And if name is main, we'll do this, blah, blah. We'll run our main function. Our main function pulls in several dependencies. How fun. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's open up Puppeteer. I actually need to, you know what? Before I do that, let's actually rename the project. Am I allowed to rename the project? Oh, you can just rename the project, huh? Because it is no longer Puppeteer. It's actually called VPupper. Oh, no. Oh, no. So, oh, you can't rename the path, huh? That's interesting. All right, well, kill that. We can kind of finagle it. It's gonna be a bit weird. So go here, dev, Puppeteer. Where is it? Puppeteer. No, just hit it with the old rename, VPupper. Because that's actually where this points to, which means that this is now broken. Missing project, remove missing. Import VPupper, which actually makes it slightly easier for me to find as well. Import and edit, which means that a bunch of things are now broken, but that's fine. So hopefully everything should still work. So now we get this. How cool. Go back to main menu, we get the screenshot. How cool. How interesting. Let me see. Hold on, just give me 1 sec. I'm doing a thing. I'm trying to drink a lot more tea recently as well. Give me 1 sec. Stream intro tracking, that's fine. We can keep that there. I gotta keep this off screen. I'm not doing anything weird, I swear. But do have things I need to do. Alright, let's see. Considering that I was just like dying out of breath just now. Okay, I think we are almost good to go. Hold on. Give me a sec. I keep stalling. But it's not my intention, I swear. What I'm actually doing is looking at my bank account. Alright. I've moved it to my bottom screen that you can't see, which is why I'm now going to be looking down. Because my bottom screen is actually a drawing tablet, even though I'm not too much of an artist. I do try my best. Sometimes. Okay, here we are. So this is where we left off. How cool. It's not actually all that cool, but you know, gotta find some way to really spice it up, otherwise you'll just lose your mind. Anyways. Well, I'm still messing with some stuff on my bottom screen. Okay, get rid of this. Okay. So this is where we're at. We have presets. This is what it looks like, but this doesn't actually do anything. Oh, and actually, it hit me with an error that I can see there in my logs. Which is a bit weird, because I shouldn't be getting null value. It's code 1, null value. Code 1. Let me open this up. I guess we can probably get rid of demo.gif for now. Script templates, that's fine. Tests, no. I don't remember. Ever since I changed the name of the directory, I've lost all progress I had, or all the saved tabs. It's like walking into a room and then forgetting what you were doing there. Oh yeah, so it turned off all of this stuff. So Godot tools, enable workspace, guts, enable workspace. Why do I have 2 Highlang extensions? Why do I have both of these? I guess this one's a lot older. Interesting. I've just noticed that I have 2 of these. But I think it's also kind of broken. Or it's not broken, but it's very old. Whereas this one is less old, I suppose. Like this is from 2018. You know what? Let's just uninstall this. That's fine. Anyways, get out of here. So now we only have Highlang once. Shell check, we don't need it. YAML, no. Fennel, Fennel's neat. Toml, don't use Toml. Yeah, that's probably fine. Get out of here. Presets, GD. So, I wish I'd returned to stack trace here, but I'm not sure what the heck I'm even looking for. error. What do we got? So it's error 1, null value. Sure. Null value. Where? Okay, sure. Null value, model config. Oh, it's one of these configs. So unmarshal, marshal and unmarshal. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That shouldn't be happening, I think. So it's probably in unmarshal data if I had to guess. Because we are turning it into something that we can even manipulate. Oh, hello, Desh. Hello, hello. How are you? How are you? Parse dictionary. Is it because I have some bad config files? I'm good. Oh no, I thought you were Desh. I didn't think you were good, but hello, good. I'm Team Yulin. Let me see. Something doesn't seem right here. We go back. Bum bum. Bring me back. Model config. Unmarshal data. Ooh. Ooh to you as well. Good. I'm sorry. I'm a little out of breath still. I went for a run with a heat index of, well, I'm not sure what a heat index is, but it felt, Google was saying it felt like 95 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think 95 degrees Fahrenheit is, that's like 38 Celsius, 38 C2 Fahrenheit. What is that? Oh, 38 is 100. Am I looking for 37? Is 37? 37? I was very close, actually. 37 degrees Celsius is 98. Actually, no, that's not what you want. Anyways. Doesn't matter. What's better, my anime list or AniList? I like AniList better. It feels easier and more, I don't know, it feels like it just has more stuff that's makes more sense to use. But my anime list has just more users, so it's tough. I don't remember if my anime list has a public facing API. I know AniList does, so if you wanted to, I don't know, like scrape just anime or manga data from AniList, it should be pretty easy because it uses a GraphQL API. How fancy. Model config. What am I doing here in presets? So I am model configs, and then we grab the model config, add page, create page, and then we pass in the config string, and then we parse the string here in model config. Model config base config has a parse string method. Parse string just does a parse dictionary type thing. I can't choose. Well, I think if you want, like, I think if you're a normie, you'll probably want my anime list. If you, I think, appreciate a nice looking UI and also the ability to write applications around, you know, your list, then AniList is probably better. Like, I was working on a thing for a Godot integration of, what was it? MangaDex and AniList, because they both have pretty easy APIs to hit. Parse string. Which one of these calls unmarshal? Oh, this has unmarshal. So parse dictionary. This overrides this parse dictionary. So unmarshal here. Then it's one of these. Oh, actually, it might be this one as well. All right, so close this. Bring me back. What are we working with? It's not null. Oh, I should put the breakpoints in the wrong place. Actually, no, that's it, right? Data value. Wait. So I choose both, or you chose both. Very good. How the heck did I get this? Eh? Presets. Eh? Oh, this is calling... Eh? This should never happen though, because I'm never marshalling any data, I think. Maybe. I am marshalling data. Why am I marshalling data? Eh? Oh, it's in get as dictionary. So I parse the dictionary and then I just get it as a dictionary again, which doesn't make any sense. Okay. And for key in data.keys, data, yeah, these damp values don't have any values associated with them, which is wrong actually. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. Yeah, so that is a fair error. That is correct. And also metadata.json doesn't have anything in it. That's fine. Doc.json. That's fine. Godot app user data vpupper. Runner previews. No. Godot log. Well, actually, I don't need to look at any of those. Just needs to be an export doc.json. So why are these? Some of these are null for whatever reason. So I need to figure that out. Send me again. Where is it? Or not even running anymore. Fantastic. Presets. So we're looking at translation damp. Or no, these are just a bunch of damp values. Nice emotes, by the way. Huh. Really? Oh, it's because some of these values don't exist anymore? Maybe? Wait, where are all my damping values? Hold on, how do they get those values if they don't exist? Yeah? What? So this is translation damp, right? Translation damp. This shouldn't exist. Where does this data come from? What is this? Yeah? This is translation damp. Yeah? Get as dictionary. Yep. What? Data. Yeah. So Marshall data. So we don't even know what the data is. Get as dictionary. So for I in get property list, I. Oh, it's an other. It's an other. Where is my other thing? Other. I don't have an other. Eh? Is something putting those values there? Huh. What the heck? Am I accidentally putting something there? So this is in other. We step into this function, Marshall data. Then for each value in data, data keys, translation damp, rotation damp. Okay, so I must be putting those values there by accident. Translation damp. So this does not exist anymore. It might be just the translation damp and puppet trait. Yeah, like the test model config.json is wrong. I can see that. Someone pinged me on Discord. ¿Por qué? All right, so clearly this is somebody who has not been paying attention to the recent thing. Hold on, I'm gonna take a screenshot. hold on, snipping tools. That's not what I want to snip. Get out of here. Snip me. Da-da-da. Hit that with a save. Just gonna drop this into my Discord. Oh, also broken, but that's fine. So let me see here. Bum bum. Translation damp. Oh, it's because it's looking for these config values, but these config values don't exist. But am I even using these config values anyways? I am actually using those config values. Oh, well, you know what? That makes sense then. So I'm subscribing to these values, and I really should be doing an error check then. Hold on. Puppet trait. Hold on, I guess we might as well discuss this on stream instead of off screen. I think there's somebody here who thinks I've just been doing nothing at all. And working on a Riot for just annoys me. Is like, what? Do you think I just don't do anything at all? I'm working. What is this person talking about? You'll need to fork the project from before the super. Let me see. And so I know where that commit is. You just go back a little bit. Just to consider. Okay, let me see here. Translation damp, model config. Let me see. Oh, hello, Needle Mouse. Hello, hello. Hey, how I didn't know about the game thing with password, so I wasted like an hour figuring out why. Figuring it out and putting an SSH key. I'm not sure what the game thing with the passwords you're talking about. I'm not sure what that refers to, but SSH keys, those are fun. Very secure way of doing it. Actually, GitHub doesn't even allow username passwords anymore, right? You have to use an SSH key, which is pretty easy to do. Not the game thing I meant that changed. What? Still doesn't make any sense, but sure, question mark. Bone transforms. Okay, so this needs to be this. Bone rotation, additional bone damping. Then everything else doesn't really change. Bone transforms, additional bones. All right, so we'll grab this. Hit me with a finds and replace. Yeah, so whole word. Replace me with a bone translation damping. Replace all. Then for rotation damp, bone rotation damping, and then additional bone damp. We need to replace this. Probably fine. Yeah, it was, but I didn't know why they had to change it to SSH because username password is insecure, whereas I would like to see someone guess a 128 character string. Yeah. So it's a security thing, and it's not hard to do, right? So, you know, if you wanted to generate a new SSH key, just do SSH key gen. I don't know what the equivalence is in just CMD, but you know, you'll hit SSH key gen, type. I just use RSA, and then that's pretty much everything I do, or that's all I do. Something that's a bit more difficult is if you want to use a different SSH key for different Git repositories. Now that can be kind of difficult. Let me see. At least I don't have to deal with it again. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point of it, is that you set it once and then never think about it ever again. It's actually pretty nice. Yeah, SSH keys, if you ever get into like real software development, that's if your workplace doesn't use SSH keys, you should go start looking for a new job. Something like that, basically. All right, I think that should be fine, by the way. So everything looks fine. Oh, and I no longer run into, you know, key not found. Oh, baby. Okay, so now I just need to start hooking these things up. Let me see. So this is presets. I have my dot files into my GitHub. Oh, baby. Dot files. I remember when I was into that kind of stuff. Now I just try to remember as many things as possible. Because I'm not allowed to have dot files where I work. Or I am allowed to have dot files, but most systems I work on are ephemeral. As in they get destroyed as soon as you're done with them. So once you're SSH into a box, and from that box you SSH into another box, it's like, yeah, you could try to bring along your dot files, but it's such a pain. So instead, what I got really good at was just you use Vim, and hold on, it was set st2. I think that's it. No, that's not it. All right, well. Turns out I don't know what I'm talking about. I have it saved in a text file though somewhere. So you just grab that, paste that into your Vim, and then your Vim thing is just configured. Good enough, really. Let me see. So all of these things probably need to be hooked up. How should they be hooked up though? because these need to listen for changes in the same way that bone display does. So bone updated. So all of these are just connected, but I think it's done in such a way that it's very confusing. I would like to refactor this, perhaps. Yeah, so bone display, signal name. Yeah. Bone signals. Let's keep an eye on that. So we'll use the same idea here. So bone updated. So this will be on page updated. So this needs to be called or linked back to payload. So we always receive a payload and then we can pass along other stuff. So the signal name, not necessary, but we do need to filter by page name. I use awesome window manager on Fedora. Did I ever say I was using Fedora? I think you mentioned it once, but using all. Told you about me using. No, I thought you mentioned it in Discord one of those days. I think, or maybe you talked about you're going to use it. I don't know. I've been somewhat busy recently. I apologize. There was a period of time for about a month where I had nothing to do and was super active on Discord, but now I have work stuff to pay attention to. And by work stuff to pay attention to, it's mostly just like in responding to emails and pushing work to other people, because it really is not my problem. It sounds really bad though. It sounds bad, but that's, you know, that's just how it is. Wait, this is not how this works. Payloads. Hold on. I gotta think about this. So was there a reason why I split this into two things here for bones, but I'm not splitting them into two things for presets? Because presets work in the same way, in a similar way to bones, right? So each preset is not something that I can hard code. So these are all kind of hard coded in, right? Which makes sense because, you know, these are all like the basics that you need. But bones, you know, which bones you have displayed depends on your model. And then which presets you have depends on the user and also the model. LOL. Lots of love. Less than 3, less than 3. Let me see, on page updated. How do I do this? So how do I tag this back to? Maybe the payload? No, like this is also not very good, unfortunately. There needs to be a better way of tagging each signal to its page. Or maybe that ID is just the thing, right? Let me show you my window manager and DE. Okay. How do you like my window manager? I liked it so much, I called it Windows. Please laugh. Add page, and then add page here. It sucks, doesn't use KDE. KDE, not my favorite. I don't know. It's one of those things where I grew up with Windows XP. Actually, I grew up with Windows 2000, but I also like XP a lot. So that's just kind of the UI design that I prefer. because I'm just a hyper degenerate apparently. Hold on, presets. Give me screens, GUI. This could probably just be moved out to GUI, not in pop-ups, but that's fine. All right, this didn't help. So here, we create the page, add child, register it with the pages, create a tree item for it, and then select it. But then here, I think we can do page. How did I do it here? We can do am pub sub subscribble page to. What values are there? Oh, actually, I know what values there are. Listen values, listen signals, something like that, right? Model config, my WM Discord. It looks good. Does it look good? I guess I'll be the judge of this. Look at that. Is that Toho? Is that a Toho again? It looks pretty good though, yeah? Looks pretty good. I'm curious as to why this has transparency, but these don't. Shouldn't it be in like the opposite, right? So whatever you select becomes opaque. Everything else becomes transparent. Or are you using, I don't know. I'm not really sure. It just seems a little backwards. Right, whatever you have currently selected should be opaque. Whatever is not selected is transparent. Otherwise, you have a harder time looking at whatever you currently have selected, right? It might do Emacs to be transparent. All right. Whatever works. Whatever works. Looks neat though. Not familiar with the various flavors of Emacs though, so I'll leave that to you. I just use Vim because I'm boring. All right, so what are we creating, by the way? There's config name, description, hotkeys. So this is config name, description, hotkey, notes. Do I have notes? I don't think I do. And then is default for model. Doom's America is just transparent, others are not. I get it. I get it. Isn't that something that's like a configurable thing? I don't know. Are you using like Conky or whatever for your compositor, or as like a middleware in your compositor? Yeah, I've done a little bit of that. I've done that before for sig in listen signals. We'll do page subscribe page to signal with payload. What is the payload? So args. Don't really know what args I want to send along. And then the callback should be this on page updated. And then we'll filter based off that. Something like that. PyCom, practicing using Doom Emacs while configuring my NeoVim with Lua. So using both Emacs and Vim, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Let me see. On Bone updated. But for these, I don't know. Mode display, event published. These don't do anything. Bone display. When do these signals get emitted? Oh, it's these things that emit it, and then they emit stuff based off of the bone name. Oh, yeah. I think I should probably add an explanation at the top. For some editing while I use DMAX for some practice. Yep, that's pretty much what you typed. You just flipped your previous message. No, I get it. I got it the first time. Don't worry. Reading comprehension, level 100. No problem. Probably even higher than level 100 if we're talking about like Elder Scrolls terms. We could pass the page along, but then we wouldn't. No, that doesn't make any sense to pass the page along. Well, no, it does. We do need to pass the page along because we do need to access it. But then the page name, there's no reason to pass the page name. Okay, so we just have the page. This will be create page. It's some sort of container. Control. Just hate NeoVim's language server. So confusing. Don't know. I've never really worked with any language servers. All I know is that they make programming a lot easier. So once you have to go to an environment that doesn't have a language server, you're in a world of hurt. Presets, page extends. What if I do it like this? Because this is becoming a huge pain to configure. So we can do. So that's the scroll container. Then we'll have the list inside of it. Or there's a few things I need to hold on to. Hold on. So I can scrub all of these into here, which is, this will work, right? Page name, some sort of string, and then the config string, some sort of string as well. Yeah, and then we'll just move all this stuff here. So var config, we don't need to hold on to the entire config. Parse string. And then the list we can actually generate separately. Yeah, the list we can generate separately. The model name label. Model name label. No. Yes. No. Preset name label. And then also the config name. No. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. What does it currently look like? I feel like I'm losing my mind. Presets. Doc. You know what? I don't need the top label. Because I already have the name right here. Yeah. So then instead we'll have config name. Not gonna lie, I want a big monitor, I just like a lot of space. You know, you can use a TV as a monitor. It's pretty fancy. So this is the name. We'll call it name element. Description element. And then the hotkey element. No. Inputs, element. Let me see. Yeah, you know, actually my dad uses a, what is it? It's like a 50-inch TV as his like primary monitor. And then he just has his little MacBook plugged into that. So the only problem is that monitors, or using a TV as a monitor, means that you usually have like a super garbage refresh rates. So you win some, you lose some, huh? Size, expand, fill. Something like that. Did use one before my parents wanted me to stuff in their bedroom and wanted a TV in their room. Yeah, having more space is nice. I'm not using a TV though. I'm using a 4K monitor, which makes it look like I'm using a TV, I suppose, because of how small all the UI elements are. But no, it's like just very high resolution, and also I have pretty good vision. Not to brag. Still roughly 20/20, I think. Which means I don't need to upscale any UIs too much, which is nice. All right, hold on. So we can have an inner class here. Class. I'll just call this page element, I suppose. So these will be, what does create input box do? That's some sort of HBox container. Extends HBox container. I have a monitor that was from my old PC, but it's from the late 2000s, or a classic one. The PC isn't compatible with the monitor, with my laptop, yeah, I figured. Let me see. So these are all line edits. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Line edit. Hold on. Yeah, well, it should be compatible with your laptop. You just need to get a converter, right? Because it's probably using, I don't even know what they're called anymore, but they have like the big chunky cables with the kind of trapezoid inside of them, the trapezoid connector. I don't know. It's a VGA connector, VGA ports. Yeah. I have a ton of converters actually. Like I have a ton of VGA to HDMI, but nowadays no one uses HDMI anymore. Everyone's using DisplayPort. It's now I have a ton of HDMI to DisplayPort cables, because that's pretty much all my computer takes is DisplayPort, and has one HDMI. No one's using HDMI? Yeah. So if you're using, most like high-end computers nowadays use DisplayPorts, not HDMI. Yeah, I think my console uses DisplayPort as well. I don't remember. It's been a little bit since I've had to replug it in. You know, I kind of like this this way of programming. It reminds me of C++ actually. As in, it's kind of weird. Element name, and then initial value. Yeah, so label You know what? Like, I'm getting annoyed that I have to keep basically typing this thing out every single time. I think I can do something like this, like a control util. Let's do that. Control util. Guess what? It's a control util. Default, absolutely not. We're using structured. Control util. Control util. Godot team uses Godot to make Godot 4. Used Godot to make the Godot. Well, it is technically possible, right? Because, you know, now that this is possible, right? So you're able to, I've shown this off several times, but you can do get tree root. By the way, this is running at runtime, right? This is running arbitrary scripts at runtime. You're actually not even allowed to do this in regular GDScript. So get root, get node, defaults, runner. But now that this is possible, you could recreate the entire Godot editor in Godot now. Now that well, it's always been possible, right? You just have to be very careful about it. But now, oh, well, that's useless. Get child free. Yeah, there we go. So then you can free whatever. So you can execute code at runtime, which means that you can also store code at runtime as well. So you can do, you know, like var sprites is a sprite new store var, which is my custom thing to store stuff, right? So then you have your sprite. There's your variable. It just kind of exists in space until you free it, which I think you can do by sprite free. And then I just need to remove. I forget how you remove variables. We just delete it from there. Quit. Run into an error because you're not actually supposed to delete that part of the scene. But yeah. So is it possible to create Godot in Godot? Yes, and you can get a lot of the same functionality as well. Of course, you do run into the overhead, right? Of instead of doing everything via C++, you're now doing everything via GDScript. But I think it's possible to maybe make like a mini editor in Godot that will run, that is more or less optimized for 2D. I think that makes sense. Anyways, what was I doing? Control util. Wide. What is it called? H expand fill. Some sort of control. We don't care what type, because we're just going to be calling control size flags horizontal equals size expand fill v expand fill vertical yeah, something like that. And we can have all expand fill, which is pretty much the same thing. Oh, and I need to make these static as well. I almost forgot. Static. Yeah, there we go. So here we can do till h expand fill self. Makes things a bit easier. This one should be h expand fill. We'll do the same thing here. expand fill. Line edit will need to do the same thing. All right, I'm going to refill my drink. BRB. Hello, I'm back. Yeah, whenever I walk away, the the tracking kind of breaks, or whenever I hide my face like this. Yeah. There we go. To be honest, I'm just putting on a shirt. This is like the best part about not using a real face cam, is that I don't actually need to be properly dressed. Ooh, I wasn't wearing a shirt because I'd just gotten out the shower. You know, it was, of course, dried myself off with a towel, but you know, there's still a little bit of residual water on there. You know, I have better things to do than just towel myself off for like 10 minutes. So instead, I towel myself off for like maybe 1 minute at most. And then proceed to walk around semi-nude for however long until I until I remember, like, oh, I have stuff to do now. All right, so there's all of these. Then we'll have this config values. There's your list. Then here we'll do this and child. Oh, actually, this should be like this. Control util h expand fill. Let me think. H expand fill self. I'm kind of thinking this doesn't need to be a line edit. Yeah, actually, yeah, this doesn't need to be a line edit. Yeah. This could be let's call it element, some sort of control. And then initial value, element name, use line edit, bool, we'll set it equal to true. So this is line edit true if use line edit, else text edit new. Oh, and it's called element, right? So both of these have a text field, so it's not weird. What is this? Values of ternary are not mutually compatible. Yeah, that's fine. Incompatible. Incompatible ternary. Values of the ternary conditional are not mutually compatible. All right, well, all right, if you insist. If use line edit, then element is equal to line edit. All right, I thought that would be a good use of ternary, but maybe it's not. Something like that. Then here, a init page will be add child. Well, because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still need to connect those as well. Hold on. Because we still Okay, well this is what you have additional functions for, right? So this is create elements. Well, we'll just do it all here, right? Var, or no, it's not even var, it's just name element. Hold on. Page elements. So these are all page elements. Something like that. Name elements is equal to page elements new. This needs to be config name config dot config name. Yeah, something like that, right? And then we just need to add these to the list. Yeah. So description element. This is hotkey elements. Config hotkey. Notes element. Notes, and then this is why I have the little flag there, right? Notes, and then this should be that. I think. Or actually, what I could do is, can't I create these from class DB? Class DB, it's like instance, something like that. Yeah, okay, so this creates something via an instance. So actually I can do this, right? So just make this a string. So element type string line edit. So this, yeah, actually this is a bit easier. Element is equal to class DB instance element type. Yeah, there we go. So then these are all line edits by default, but then we can pass in a text edit instead. Yeah, notes elements. I'll need to keep an eye on this, by the way. So to do, this might need to be adjusted so that the text edit stretches vertically as well. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Default for model toggle. So there's an element there. So this starting to have a lot of initial values. It's looking like, So it might be better for this to actually take a dictionary. So it's very Python-esque in how I'm feeding values to it. That might be better though. So we have element name, blah blah. Okay, so let's give me another shot, coach. So we'll just call it data instead. So this is a dictionary. It's equal to one of these. So element name, nothing. it. Something like that. And then we can also do like default for model. Set property. Something like that, right? So then we can do this. So this will be, hold on. This will be, hold on. Data.element name. This one we can do data initial value, but actually this should be element set data set property, and then data initial value. This one should be data element type. Yeah, probably one of my most favorite and least favorite things about Godot dictionaries is one, that you can access them by using the dot operator. So you just kind of pretend that they are an object. It's very JavaScript-esque, but it's also something I kind of dislike as well. Because it's, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Like, does it work? Yes. But also, it's a bit weird. Element name, config name, initial value, config name. What else was there? There was element type. Set property. Something like that, right? Okay. Hotkey element, blah, blah. These are all the same except for like two of them, right? Hotkey. Notes. Just edit. Text. And then there's one more, which is default for model. Default for model element. Default for model. It's default for model. This should be a that'll be a check button, and that's pressed, I think. And then we do all of this pre-hookup as well. Yeah, something like that, right? And then once we go into where? Add page. I should be changing it here, huh? So we do need to subscribe them, but that's okay for now. Add page, create page does absolutely nothing. Var page is equal to presets page new, and then we have a page name and a config string. Something like that. That might be okay, question mark. Let's give it a try. Presets. It looks pretty bad, not gonna lie. Can't add child to blah, already has a parent, so that's fair. What broke here? Oh, I need to add them to the list. Sorry. List add child. That's pretty good. Now, yeah, so there's a lot of negative space down here, so I got to think about it. And also, notes should be an appropriate thingamajig. The word for it is escaping me. Yeah, so it is a text edit. So if I press space, wait, what? Yeah, it is a text edit, but it is very, very small. So I do need to unsquish it, I suppose. Oh, and this is the problem. Okay, default for model element. That's why I'm getting the random error and also not seeing another button. So it is default for model. Yeah, there we go. Now I just need to figure out how to make this bigger, or maybe, is there a way like in Godot just to make a, oh, Godot doesn't have a way. Yeah, if you want to add a hint, you actually have to use one of these things. So there's no draggable handle on these. So we can do this. Expand vertically, so true, basically. All right, so I think this will work. It's a little cumbersome, to be sure. Now we can actually change it so it's like this: element, name, some sort of string. So you don't need to pass that there. Element name will just be a regular parameter. So probably makes more sense. And then initial value, element type. Yeah. Initial value. Well, actually, no, you can't do that. Well, you can. You just can't give it a type, right? Because it has to be duck typed. So you're not sure what it could be. It could be a string. It could be not a string. Tons of things it could be. So here, initial value, we can pass that. Config name. Yeah. And then we'll just set these to be line edit text. Okay, so this doesn't need to have an additional data packet passed along with it, which is neat. Actually, we're pretty much just going back to what we had before, but it's only for the outliers now that we need to be fancy. So this one, we do need to be fancy. Notes, config.notes. Yeah, and then this one is also fancy, is default for model. Yeah. Expand vertically. So if data gets expand vertically, yeah. So if data get expand vertically, then we'll do control util vertical expand fill element, something like that. Maybe that'll be okay. No, because the containing container also needs to be expanded vertically. So v expand fill self, something like that. So here, yeah, it's only for the notes element that we need to finagle. Go into here, run, presets, explode, invalid get index initial value on base dictionary. That's right, that's right. One more time, once more, with feeling. It's not quite working how I think it should work. Yeah, so we can go up and down, but there's no way to add additional space. Is it because... Oh, it's because the list also needs to be expand vertical as well. So, or expand fill. So this is all expand fill for the list, maybe? Or is it the scroll container? No, yeah, that looks about right. Look at that. Not so bad. Presets. I mean, it's a bit too big for whatever reason, but look at that. So you get all these notes. If you want, you can assign a hotkey. Everything just happens immediately, I suppose. Let me see. I do need to have 2 buttons. So there's like a load button, sure, and then a delete button, which deletes the preset. Phenomenal. So this is load button, list add child load button. We'll need to connect pretty much everything here. We'll get around to it though. Okay, so just to make sure that we're doing everything correctly, run it again. Ooh, hold on. That's not how you want to do it. This is how you want to do it. Var button container, which is an HBox. There we go. And then list add child button container. Yeah, so that should look, no, hold on. We're so close. Okay, so control util h expand fill load button, control util h expand fill delete button. There we go. We do need to add text to these as well. So load button text is equal to load Who would have guessed? Then delete button text is equal to delete. Yeah. So you go here, load in the preset. I still don't understand why this one starts out so large. Like, if it started out like this, I think that would be way better. Or is there a way for me to, if we go here, look at the GUI, presets. I suppose I could just check to see how big the left split offset, or how big the rectangle is for left here, right? Because this entire block is the left side, I suppose. So I could, thinking, thinking. Maybe I should just make it configurable instead of trying to be really fancy about it. What does set tree do? Set tree, yeah, sets your split offset, which can be tough. Split offset. Yeah, actually, yeah. Set up. Because these ratios are fine. There's a way to do this. We can grab this code. Parent. So this is get parent. Times half. Maybe that'll just be better, or it'll look better. But it's kind of a, yeah. See, that looks way better now. So we take half of whatever this previously was. We could even take a quarter of whatever this previously was. Yeah, which looks significantly better. I'm not sure why I need to even do this in the first place, though. Because I know that it is setting the split offset properly, but yeah, I think something that I guess I'm missing is that most people don't try to set this dynamically, which is why they don't really have tools for setting this dynamically. Because all you can do is set this split offset ratio, but the ratio that I've been setting is always the same, because every single pop-up, every single UI element is using a generic pop-up to pop up, if that makes any sense, right? And I'm pretty sure I can't just, maybe I can actually. Maybe I can set like a minimum size for each tree. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably could do that. So the tree just has a minimum size maybe of like 300, and then we don't even try to, what if I just don't mess with the split offset at all? So instead of doing all of this stuff, we can do tree is equal to left tree, and we just let it figure itself out. Well, maybe that was really, maybe that was too big. What was it? Maybe 200, perhaps? Maybe this will be more to your liking. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, instead of like calculating it. What am I doing? I already have the trees here. What am I doing? My solution was way too fancy, and now I've confused myself. So set tree, yeah, we don't need this. Yeah, we definitely don't need this. Get rid of the set get here. Yeah, just set it yourself pretty much. Set tree, that's fine. I do need to go through pretty much everything else and make sure that they're not using set tree. So runner, not using set tree. Model doesn't use set tree. I think Bones uses it, yeah. What else uses this? In-app help, no. Pretty much nothing, I think. Presets does, but that's fine. Oh, tracking does, yeah. All right. But everything else should be fine though, right? Yeah, settings, that's fine. Load in. Logs doesn't even use that. Presets, that's fine. Oh, then I need to actually change the... Alright. Or I wonder... Hold on. Did I just make all these changes for no reason? I might have. So, base tree layout, undo me. So there's still a set tree, but then we can do... I don't know, if we're doing a set tree, then we can just do tree rect min size x is equal to 200, something like that, right? So we can do not a split offset ratio, but maybe a tree min x. Yeah. So Bones, just undo me. Runner, you're fine. Tracking, undo me. Model, no. Bones. Presets needs this. Yeah. So now I don't even need to do this manually. Yeah, the more things that you do via code, generally the better, in my opinion. So presets, that looks right. Tracking, that looks right. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's way better. Instead of just trying to calculate it, just set a min size and let Godot handle it. Yeah. Although I'm still a little confused as to why on the landing screen, these are taking up so much space. So runners. Hey. Does this have a min size? Oh, it's because of the split offset, okay. Okay, so I need to do the same thing for settings as well then. So settings has a default split offset, okay. So that looks better, that looks better, that looks better, that looks better. Yeah. That's pretty good, I think. That's pretty good. Now I just need to hook up everything here, and then that's hopefully good to go. Maybe. It feels pretty good though. Config string. Do I not use the page name? Oh, I don't use the page name. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. Init, and then we also need to connect pretty much everything now. So we do config name. Actually, if we're doing it like this, then we can just listen for, wait. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. So since there's an inner class here, and then maybe we don't need to use these listen values, maybe we can just depend on it to update itself. On config updated. So this will give you a, we're not going to listen for an explicit value because there's many potential values that could be sent. So instead we'll just look for a payload, which is a signal payload. And that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. So if payload ID does not equal name, then we'll just ignore it. Otherwise, how did I do it with bone display? So bone display, I should also move back to bones so we don't have as many just garbage files hanging around. Oh yeah, because we also pass the signal name along with the payload. So oh. So these are also out of order. We need to abort, or short circuit rather. If not payload is signal payload. Oh, do I not have a logger in here? Do I not have a logger here? Do tree layouts not have loggers? Okay, so base layouts. Base layout has a logger. Oh, we do have a logger. Oh, but we don't have a logger here. I see. So we'll need to give this access to our current logger. So it's not accessible in this scope. So I'll pass along this logger. We'll share it with you. Logger, which is some sort of logger. Yeah, there we go. So here, if not this, then logger error. Unexpected callback value. Okay, there we go. Match against payload signal name. All right. So what am I thinking of here? So these are all, well, they're not all things that we can listen for, but this should just be config name, I guess. Config name, description, and then we've already done the filtering parts, so that doesn't need to be handled anymore. Is default for model. Okay. And then these are just on button pressed, basically. Func on button pressed. All right, so we'll pass the button name here, right? Then we'll do load button connect pressed on button pressed. Connect pressed. Yeah, okay. All right, should probably make this an enum instead of just something that hangs out. So enum. Button types, I suppose. Actions, basically, maybe. So we'll have none. Always good to have a none as a default, but then there is load, delete. Yeah. Actions load, delete. So match. Action type. So there's actions load, delete, and then everything else. So logger unhandled action. Yeah, something like that. So on load, what I should do is pretty much just reload the entire scene, but with a different model. I don't remember how I do it in the in the previous application. So it's, what the heck? Why is he pinging me? It's 10 p.m. Oh, okay. Don't ping me. Work stuff when it's this late. Why? Let me see. So in at least the default runner, model viewports. How do I figure out which thing to load? I don't remember. Load model, default model path, if not. Wait. Default model path. What is default? Oh, it loads in your default model, but then I need to have a way of just passing in a thing. So this extends node. Well, runner trait just kind of exists by itself, right? Yeah. Okay, so we can do this, right? Init args, which is a dictionary, defaults to nothing. That'll work, I think. So init basically it's initialize, right? Okay. So args, dictionary. Doesn't do anything here, but we'll just initialize. Don't override this. Something like that, right? Okay, so default runner. Well, where is runner? Just regular runner, runner GD. So whenever we create, oh, and here h expand fill, I should replace that. All right, hold on. Everywhere where we see h expand fill, this needs to be control util h. I think that's what I'm using, h expand fill. H expand fill. So we get rid of this part, that's no longer needed. Then this is v expand fill. So get rid of that. Beautiful. It's slightly cleaner. And also I need to figure out what this guy from work is messaging me at nearly 11 at night. Why is everyone else on my team still working? Is there a meeting I'm missing? I'm actually starting to get nervous. Am I actually supposed to be working right now? What happened? Is there a meeting on my calendar? What the heck? It's so weird. I feel like no, there's no meeting on my calendar. What the heck? Why is everyone okay, sure. Fine. Let me see. So this stuff can actually be all expand fill. That looks pretty good. But then run runner. So what this does is it loads the runner and then instances it if it's a pack scene or calls runner new. Yeah, actually, yeah. So that's what I can do here. Here's what I can do is in presets, we'll kind of be a little sneaky about it. So I think I can get the current scene. Well, how do I grab the path? Let me see. Let me just print logger debug get tree current scene. Is it resource path? Something like that? Doesn't everything have a resource path, or is it only resources? Resource path. Oh, it's only resources, huh? Well, in case it has its own file, it return its file path. If it's tied to the scene, it will return the scene's path followed by the resources index. But is there a way to grab just like the path of a thing? Node path, that's absolutely not what I want. Nope. Visual server, nope. Resource saver, nope. Project settings, probably not. Executable path, nope. Nope. Instance placeholder? What the heck is this? Get instance path? What is this? What is get path? Returns the, oh, that's just the absolute path of the current node. Yeah, I don't need that. File dialog, current path, nope. Navigate to scene, nope. Get path, path 2, nope. Yeah, it's none of these. Base path. Some spout stuff as well. Kind of cool how it looks, or it shows up here. Very cool, very cool. A star, nope, no resources. Oh, that's tough, man. So there's only get path and get path 2. So I'm not sure what the path associated with the file is. And then there's no other way for me to, like, even if you were to do something like reload scene. So reload current scene, yeah. Reloads the currently active scene, returns okay on success. Error unconfigured, no current scene was defined yet. Error can't open a current scene, cannot be loaded into a packed scene, or error can't create